Good morning, everyone.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm going to need you to hold back your tears and maybe grab your heart a little bit. Today is the day that I want to describe the significant impact that my mom, Brenda, has had and still having in my life. She taught me love, strength, and how you can overcome anything. Brenda's her name again. She was born August 19th of 1954 to a mother who didn't love her. She impacted my life by teaching me strength, how to be a survivor, and that you can love even when you weren't taught how to love. A mother's love can make you an amazing person if you're loved properly. Can you imagine not being loved by the one person who gave you life? I can't, and you all probably can't either. But for my mom, this is her reality. She's the oldest of 8 children. She has 4 sisters, 3 brothers. Being the oldest, she had many responsibilities, just like any other older sibling. Looking after her young siblings, but she also had to live her life with the acceptance that her mother, who didn't love her, how she was told she'll never amount to anything. She was often compared to her younger sister, the one born under her. She was called names by her mother because she was pretty and had long, beautiful hair and looked too much like the father that the mother hated. My mother had no self-esteem. She didn't think she was worthy of loving and had to live this life because the mother who should have loved her and built her up constantly tore her down. She never hugged her. She never encouraged her to be anything other than her daughter. She never was told the 3 simple words that I love you by the person who gave her life. None of this stopped my mom from becoming an amazing lover mother of 4 children. My mom proved that not being loved doesn't mean you can't learn to love. She proved that being mistreated doesn't mean you have to mistreat others. And even when you're stripped of your self-esteem doesn't mean you can't be strong. My mother had 4 children, 3 girls, 1 boy, whom she loves unconditionally. She never put us to bed without a kiss, a hug, and she never allowed us to leave her sight without knowing how much she loved us. She gave us overwhelming love and support. She made it her duty to let her children know what love felt like. This is the same unloved woman that has the heart of gold and the strength of an iron giant. She continuously proves to me she's a survivor and can overcome anything. At age 47, she was diagnosed with breast cancer. The doctor's choice was to monitor the lump for 6 months. But my mother, being a strong, ambitious person that she is, made the decision to have the lump removed. During recovery, she was told that the lump was cancer. She had to have her left breast removed, and if not, in 6 months, she could be dead. Knowing all of the pain that my mom suffered as a young mistreated child, she constantly endured pain. I used to ask, why my mom? Why her? She went on to always tell me, Dira, it happens to the best of us. Sorry. She says, why not me? I'm not exempt from the rules of life. You have to let life be life. And you have to have the will to live. After being diagnosed with cancer and having to have her breast removed, yet she still managed to keep strong while I was even weak for her. She wasn't weak for herself. She showed me strength again, and that she's a survivor. So in 2001, she had the breast removed, as I said. She went through radiation and chemo. She lost all of her hair. Her fingernails turned black. Her tongue was always dry. But she still managed to keep her smile and live. Since then, she has had a transplant surgery, which was to reconstruct her breast. She calls it her 2-for-1 because she had a tummy tuck, and she says she has a new breast, which she calls her headlight. Through it all, I never see my mom feel sorry for herself. She kept her spirits up and she kept on living. This loving mother of 4, again, showed me strength and how she's a survivor and how you can overcome anything. In January 2013, my only brother, which is her second child, died. With no sign of illness, he woke up not feeling well, went to the hospital, and never made it out. He was never married, so it was my mom's responsibility to bury him. She was left with the decision to pull the plug on her only son. We all gathered in his hospital room, waited for his last breath, and while waiting, I just watched my mom in amazement, how she still smiled, talked, kept her strength as she waited for her son to take his last breath. She laid her head on his chest, and she said to him, "Man," as she called him, "Mommy was here to see you take your first breath, and she's gonna be here to watch you take your last." She continued to lay her head on his chest until his heart stopped beating, until he took his last breath. He died at the age of 40 years old, January 15th, 2013, which was also my son's 7th birthday. I constantly asked my mom, "Are you okay? How you feel?" Her response again from this strong, amazing woman is, "Dira, I appreciate the 40 years that God gave me with him. God doesn't owe me anything." Again, showing me her unbelievable, amazing strength. She never questioned God or complained. Did you ever think that a person who has showed no love, gets treated by her mother, diagnosed with breast cancer, and suffered the loss of her only son, could take any much more? Well, think again. Just learning to cope with the sudden death of her only son, this amazing, loving mother had to again endure pain. On June 4th, 2016, she again lost another child, my sister, her 3rd child, named Kartika. Kartika was born 11 months, 1 week, and 1 day after my brother Clarence. My sister went to sleep and never woke up at the age of 42. This was 3 years and 5 months to the exact of my brother's death. Again, after the death of my brother Clarence, again, my sister wasn't married. The responsibility fell on my mother. She arranged my sister's funeral, cleaned out her house, and handled everything with no help or support from her mother or siblings. Can you imagine just burying one child and 3 years later burying another? When your kids should be burying you. I couldn't imagine it, but I witnessed it. I watched my mom, a broken woman who was torn down by her own mother, continuously to show love, strength, and have the will to live, and show me that you can overcome anything that life throws your way. Quotes from my mom in closing. My mom always say, "When life throws you lemons, make lemonade." She's the perfect example of you don't have to be taught love to give it. You are strong as you want to be. If you have the will to live, you will live. And you can overcome anything if you allow yourself to overcome it. She says, "Take a licking and keep going to you." This is the reason I am the woman I am today. Because my life has been impacted by such a strong woman who never gives up, never stopped living. And again, that woman is my mother, Brenda.